Aaron, talk about a party in Cook County as we have the number 2 Windthorst Trojans taking on the number 3 Muenster Hornets in a massive District 7 2A Division II showdown here. And guys, someone's going to have to score eventually because these two defenses have been playing out of their mind so far this season. Muenster only allowing 12 points per game. On the other side of it, the Trojans from Windthorst only allowing 7. So expect an absolute rock fight on the field tonight. And before we get to witness that, let's go ahead and whip it around to Austin Ivan in Abernathy. Austin?
This actually reminds me a lot of that team as we welcome in our friend Ashley Pickle. And Ashley, you're there in Muenster. Obviously a big game between two undefeated teams, one of just 4 matchups of unbeatens across the state of Texas. In talking with the coaches and being there on the scene, can you sense a little bit of extra juice in this matchup tonight?
Tep, we're sitting here at a 2A stadium that has a super tiny press box, not many stands. We have fans lined up all the way down the sidewalk. There were fireworks going off before the game, literal fireworks. The whole town is out here from both of these teams, about an hour apart, and the Windthorst bench is completely, their stands, as you can see behind me, completely full. But when you have a battle like this, not only is it a huge district rivalry, you're looking at number 2 and number 3 in the entire state in 2A Division II. The stakes are high. You're playing against, Muenster. They're playing against the defending state champs. And when you look at something like that, after they disappointed them last year in the regular season, and then you make it to the regional finals, you're back against your district foe, and they take you down again there. Talking with the Muenster head coach earlier this week, he said, my guys feel like they've got a little something that they owe this Windthorst team. So the crowd is unbelievable here for this matchup.
Pickle, walk me through Muenster's new quarterback. Of course, they lost their starter in week 4, called up a JV signal caller who I hear is taking full advantage of this opportunity.
He absolutely is. Devin Bindle went down in the 4th week of the season. Funny story there. He broke his thumb. Continued to play the whole rest of the game. Didn't even tell coach about it until Monday. He said that's the kind of kids we have here in Muenster. They're hard hitting. They don't want to step off the field. Unfortunately, the broken thumb means he is off the field. And then Steph Stoffel stepping up. He was the JV quarterback, moved up in the last 3 weeks, has not skipped a beat at all, guys. And I mean, really, he was saying in the offseason, he's always been a super, super talented kid, maybe just not as physical. And one, he's only a sophomore, so growing into your body helps with that a little bit, of course. But he said he hit it hard in the weight room. They really started to see a very big change from JV. And then now, when the card comes calling, you have to step up. And that's what they do here in Muenster, Texas. And Seth Stovall has done that. We've seen him been struggling a little bit tonight, but guys, he's going up against an unbelievable defense in Windthorst. So hopefully getting his feet back under him, but quite a good fill-in here for the sophomore quarterback.
She's Ashley Pickle, and she's on hand for the game of the week. It's why it's the DCTF Showdown of the Week.
And a very own Ashley Pickle caught up with Brady Carney at the break.
Coach, we knew this was going to be a defensive battle. Your guys coming up with a fumble like that to put some points on the board right before the half. How do you evaluate their performance so far?
Defense has been lights out. We've been struggling in the secondary a little bit, but I thought our secondary's done a tremendous job. We gave up one long ball, and our run defense has been good all year, and I feel like it's been that way in the first half.
Offensively, you're going to have to get your guys going in the second with a defense like that. What do you tell your guys at halftime?
Man, just keep fighting. We did what we did in the first half. I didn't think we played great, and we still got the lead. So if we can come out, maybe control the line of scrimmage a little bit better, I think we'll get a shot.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you.
And we are joined by probably the most famous person there in Muenster, Texas right now.
Who loves German food. That's a great
Television's
segue.
own Ashley Pickle joins us. And Pickle, obviously the story of this game has been the defense here, and especially on the Muenster sideline, Muenster side rather. It feels like the Hornets defense is dictating the terms of this game.
Up there by number 66,
we knew coming into this game, Tev, we talked about it earlier this week, this was going to be an absolute rock fight on defense. And man, how about that Hornets defense? As Aaron would say, they are buzzing. One, I appreciated that. 2, on the other side of it, they're holding this Windthorst team to just 2 points right now. That safety that's all that they've given up. And it's been absolutely phenomenal. And the thing about this this defense is coach said tonight, heading into this game, that it was going to be all about being able to stop the run. They had to be able to take away those tangibles from Windthorst to be able to have a shot in this game. Pile it up on the defensive line, let the linebackers do work. And guys, the linebackers haven't even really had to do that much work because that defensive line has been humming on all cylinders tonight. And it has absolutely showed just how pumped up they are on the sideline over here, Aaron.
And I know Colton Deckard is a star on that defense. You mentioned the linebackers haven't been doing much, but at the fullback position, he certainly has been contributing tonight.
Man, for any of you Texas high school football fans that think fullbacks need to be more involved in Texas, well, Cook County, Muenster, Texas is the place for you to be because Colton Deckard has been playing lights out tonight. He's a guy that coach told me that in the offseason, he came into this year, he's only a junior, but about 180 pounds at the end of last year. He said he put in an unbelievable amount of work this offseason in the weight room specifically to kind of build up. He's a real tall kid, pretty lanky, but he wanted to put some meat on his bones there, and it's showing tonight. He's a very explosive runner. He's got great hands, and at the 2A level, he has the height that if he can jump up, grab those long passes, he can be an absolute threat, whether it's running out of the pocket in the backfield or busting it on a long play that you saw there. And obviously on that 86-yard touchdown that went all the way to the house, Deckard showed off not only his ability and his vision, but his speed too. He can really get moving here for the Muenster offense.
Ashley Pickle, and she actually prefers German liquid over German food. Aaron Hardigan welcoming you back into Football Friday, where you know we love bringing you the highlights both on and off the field, like the one that resides in Muenster, Texas tonight. And let me tell you, she is certainly worth the ticket. Ashley Pickle has her story.
Every little girl grows up having a dream, and they're different for everybody. While some little girls might be playing with Barbies, dreaming about a big house and having the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, other girls might be dreaming of being the first female president of the United States. It doesn't matter what the dream is. They're able to be as big as you want them to because no one at that age tells you that you can't do something. And that phrase right there, you can't do that, well, quite frankly, that phrase, it's not in the vocabulary of Muenster senior kicker, Marty McCoy.
If a person were to come tell me that I couldn't do it, I'd tell them I already have. You can ask my coaches, you can ask my friends, you can ask my parents that I take my job seriously, and I wouldn't do it if I didn't think I could. So I'm here, and I'm here to do a job, and I've done it successfully so far.
It's all about winning and competing for her, competing and winning. It's not about losing and failing for her. So she brings the same attitude I want out of my boys. You know, that's that winner's attitude, and that's what Marty is. She's a great leader. You know, and she of course helps us. She's done a really good job this year. She's really consistent on her PATs and her field goals. So she's putting points up week after week and helping us win.
Coach Carney actually texted me and said, hey, you know, there was a need there. You know, we were several games in. You know, they had, had a kicker that had graduated, that had been around for a long time. And Marty had been talking to Coach Carney for a long time. I knew all that, her soccer background, all that kind of stuff, but never really took it seriously. And then when you get a text from your athletic director, hey, I think she can help us. And so that's what Coach Carney approached me, and how can I say no to that? Of course I was concerned. But, Marty takes care of her business, and as long as she was able to do that, I was going to be okay.
In big game scenarios, well, it's no stranger for the all-state basketball player, as just last year with an opportunity to make it to the regional finals against district foe Windthorst, it was Marty McCoy who lined up to kick the game-winning field goal, a feeling she'll never forget.
Well, I think the celebration was way more fun than making the decision, should we go for it or should we kick it, because it was in a really awkward spot, like the 2 or 3 yard line, right hash. So she's back at the 20 with a hard angle, and through my mind, I'm thinking, should we just line up and run, go for it for the touchdown or kick it? But, she'd been doing a great job, so we had confidence in her, and she went out there and knocked it through.
I think sort of everybody just thought, let's kick it. And so at that moment, I was like, okay, I can do this. And so many boys came up to me, and they were like, you got it. Go do this. You can kick it. And then definitely nerves. I prayed a little bit before it. I was hoping I could do my job. And then going up there to kick it, just do what I always do what I know how to do, and when it went in, that was the biggest relief, the biggest excitement that I could ever feel for the teams.
And the road doesn't end here, as she is going to go on and play for Lubbock Christian University in basketball, but before she can get there, she's ready to suit up with her brothers and take the field tonight, guys.
2 touchdowns for Colton Deckard. His reward, an interview with Ashley Pickle.
Colton, this is a game that y'all look forward to. What does it feel to have your teammates celebrating like this right now?
Oh, it feels amazing. It feels amazing, especially since they beat us twice last year. We got our revenge.
6-6. Coming into this game, what was the mindset for you and your guys?
Well, basically just shut down their running and passing and hit them in the mouth every drive.
You had the one big explosive offensive play on that 86-yard touchdown run. What was going through your mind heading back to the sideline?
Well, I was just pumped up.
The season's not done yet. Rest of district play. We know you're a leader on this team. What's the message to your guys tonight?
Oh, they did an amazing job. Can't thank them more.
Perfect. Congratulations. Go celebrate your team.
Thank you.
Our Ashley Pickle was on hand in the Jack in the Box spotlight.
There's an old saying in sports that defense wins championships. Well, when you have 2 defenses that are 2 of the top defenses in 2A Division II facing off against each other, you knew it was going to be a rock fight. But man, that Hornets defense out of Muenster, Texas is something that Coach said they persevered all night long.
Well, I mean, anytime the pressure's on, there's 50 seconds left, and you know they're fixing to go deep on you and all that stuff. As a DB, you're feeling the pressure, and then for us to come up, and we caught a blitz on that. We got pressure, got him out of the pocket, and then step up and make that play was just outstanding.
And while the defense can play lights out, eventually someone has to score the ball, and that was fullback Colton Deckard for the Muenster Hornets with a long 86-yard run to give them that game-winning touchdown.
Oh, it feels amazing. It feels amazing, especially since they beat us twice last year. We got our revenge.
And in typical Brady Carney fashion, he says, this win's great, and they're going to celebrate it, don't get me wrong, as he said it with a smile on his face, but the road doesn't end here as they have the rest of district play, and they're after that district title.